Oh my God. Woo! 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 Y'all out here. Look, I don't have on pearls, but I feel like I should clutch them. Because y'all are out here, Alabama. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And last but not least, the city or the state that has chosen us, let me say, yeah, has chosen to host this event. Where is Georgia? All right, show up, Georgia. Show up, Georgia. Show up, Georgia. I love it, I love it, I love it. And this is not a competition. This is about recognizing. You can pat yourself on the back and you can pat others on the back at the same time. So we celebrate each and every one of you for being present, being willing, and showing up today here at the Black Girls Dream Conference. Absolutely. So I want to make sure I acknowledge our sponsors, our special guests in the room, and all of the cities that are here represented as I prepare to introduce our faith leader for today. I had an opportunity to meet her in your spirit. And can I tell you this? The room is prayed over. Y'all are good. I watched her. She ain't touch every seat, but please believe it fell over to your seat, okay? So the room has been covered, and we're going to bring her to the stage so that she can bless us with an opening prayer. All right.
I'm an adopted Southern black girl from Detroit. I always have to mention that. Would you bow your heads with me? Father, in the name of Jesus, first of all, we pause to silence ourselves. We pause to thank you for, first of all, the vision that you gave us, the vision that you gave Latasha and her team, Father. We thank you for the dream that was birthed, Father. I pray right now for every last family, every last city, every last county, every last country, every last person that is represented in this room. It is not by accident that we are here, Father. I pray right now for every last server that the dreams that you have birthed in them, Father, they're being dusted off, Father. I thank you for the 5-year-old, Father. I thank you for the 55-year-old. I thank you for every last person that is in this room, Father. You are uncovering the dreams in us, Father. I thank you that your word tells us the joy of the Lord is our strength, Father. And I thank you that our joy is going to bubble over into other people that are not even experiencing you, Father. And we will take this message of being a big dreamer to them, Father. I pray, Father, that there's everything that will be done in decency and order, Father. I thank you that there will not be a mishap, a mistake, Father. I pray for every last speaker. I pray right now that we will hear you, Father. And I thank you that we'll give you all glory, all honor for what you're going to do today. But it doesn't end today, Father. I thank you that we will go back into our homes. We will go back into our cities. We will go back into our countries, our counties, and we will indeed make an impact because our dream was awakened. And we give you glory for it, Father. It is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen. All right, thank you so much for that, Jillian. Amazing, amazing. I definitely think she has covered us and put us in the right mindset for why we are actually here. I want to bring up next Malika Berry Rogers, the Executive Director of Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium. One of the masterminds, an amazing woman. I look forward to hearing from her this morning. Welcome, Malika Berry Rogers.
Good morning. I'm so glad. I'm a little short. I'm so aware of how short I am at this moment. Good morning, everybody. Can I just tell you, we are looking out at 1,200 of you here. I think there's actually 1,300. Every seat is filled. Every year this gets bigger and more beautiful. And just tell everybody next to you, you look good. You look good. Because you do. You really do look good.
You look good. You look good.
All right, everybody. Now, I want to share a little bit, since we have a lot of people who've been with us before and a lot of people who are here for the first time, I want to share a little bit about the youth ambassadors and why this moment is so important for them. We are guided by the voices of black girls and women. We are centered in their voices. And when the youth ambassadors lead us, they tell us what is happening in their lives. They tell us where we need to invest our money, and they show us how to love and serve all of you. And so today's work is in celebration of their leadership and in celebration of who you are. And so as you meet them today, wave and say hello. Ask how you can be a part of the Youth Ambassadors work. Ask how you can be a part of Black Girl Joy or the next conference team. This is for you. This is for you. And as we get a chance to say this, I want to say thank you to you. And I have a whole list of thank yous here. I brought it with me. I want to be able to first thank the staff who put this on. I want you to know that 1,300, if I have to tell all the truth, 1,300 of you are sitting in this room, and there are 5 to 6 full-time staff members that make that happen. And a host of friends, partners, consultants, peers, people who just say, can we help? And we say, yes. That is what's happening, and I want to call their names. I want to call Chauncey Lundy, who you've seen an email from. There she is right there, our Director of Joy. I want to call Joy Webb. I know you all know Joy. She calls you, she checks in on, she just makes sure that you all are okay. I want to call Jalecia Clinton. Every last one of you know Jalecia. I want to call Akila Wallace. She's our new Director of Development and Operations. She is from Texas, so everybody out here from Texas, this is your new Texas. And I could not think about this work without the women who had this vision and started this. I said last year, and I think I'll say it every year, we are standing in their dream. They thought about this and they thought, we've got to do something for Black girls and women in the South. And every year, our dream gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're only at the beginning. I would not be able to do this work. We would not be able to do this work. We would not be able to sit here having celebrated, given out $5.6 million in the last 4 years to more than 200 Black women-led organizations, impacting 300,000 Black girls in 13 states. That would not be real if they did not have a dream. So I want to thank and bring up the anchor organizations and our leaders, Miss Alice Easton Jenkins, Felicia Blucky, Margot Miller, and our visionary founder, Latasha Brown.
Good morning. They tricked us. Malika tricked us. All I'm going to say, I'm Alice Easton Jenkins. I am the director of the Fund for Southern Communities here in Atlanta, and we fund in Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. One of the proud birthers of this Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium. And I am not going to try to say anything, because when this woman, the visionary, comes up here, she will make me look real little. So I just want to say hello, welcome. I am the anchor, including Latasha, who also claims Alabama, because that's where she was born. That's where she was born. So I am welcoming you all to Atlanta, to Georgia, and to the conference, and I hope that you all have an amazing time, because a lot of work has gone into making this amazing for you.
Good morning. My name is Margot Miller. I am a sister. I am a daughter. I am a niece. I am an auntie. And I'm a great auntie. All of those from beautiful Black women that had dreams. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm from Tennessee. I'm the former director. Ow! Tennessee. Former director of Appalachian Community Fund, and now just an individual spirit moving through the world, trying to make dreams come true.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Felicia Lucky. I'm with the Black Belt Community Foundation, all the way from the great state of Alabama. And Alabama is in the house today. I just want to say it is a gift, a dream, a pleasure to have a chance to serve alongside these sisters. We've had some long nights together, some long days together. We've had some conversations where we've smiled. We've had some conversations where we weren't smiling. But look what happened at the end of it all. So I just want to say when I walked down the hallway today and I saw your faces, my heart, I said to Latasha, my heart it felt some kind of way, and it's still feeling that kind of way. So thank you for what you do, for who you are, and I am looking forward to hearing more about your dreams.
Butterfly, take to the sky, spread your wings and open them wide. No longer can you stay there and hide. Beautiful butterfly, butterfly. I see every single person in here as a butterfly. Like, this is your moment, sisters, to shine. I can tell you about Black girls' dreams because I'm standing here right now. This is a dream that I had probably more than 2.5 decades ago. And then a dream that God in his right time had brought to my spirit about, 7 years ago? We had no money. None of these sisters have gotten paid. They got whole full-time jobs, right? We came together. We literally decided they were birthing this baby, and we dreamed together. And so all of you right now are sitting in the midst of a dream that a Southern Black girl from a little country rural town called Selma, Alabama, right? Because what God does is he blesses the vision that he gives you. And so I wanted to, in this space, I'm really trying to keep myself together because Chauncey told me I gotta be quick. And that's important too, because I do need to share around that. And even at the age of, I think, 24, I met this feisty young woman who was 14, who was 14 years old, who lived in a local housing project. And I was immediately connected with her, and she became my mentor. I became her mentor. And even though I was trying to figure out what to do, because I'm in my 20s, I'm young, and I'm trying to figure out what to do, I had no money, no resources, but we did with what we had. And we worked with an organization called 21st Century Youth Leadership Movement that a sister named Fire Rose Touré actually started, and many sisters in here, Cheryl Threadgill is from Wilcox County, is still up in this space. Kumba Touré, who has joined us all the way from Senegal, I met 24 years ago in that same space. And we didn't have a lot of resources, but we had a vision, right? And we had a dream. And part of why I want you all here today, this isn't just about another activity. There's plenty of activities, there are plenty of camps that you can go to. Sisters, I want you, literally, when we started the organization, it was 2 questions we had. The first question was, what is a Black girl's dream? And the second question is, what is needed for those dreams to manifest? And so even as you're sitting there right now, I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to ask you 3 quick questions. Just close your eyes. My first question to you, and I ask this everywhere, what would America look like without racism? Just think about it. The second question is, if you and the family and the people that you love had everything that you needed, from health care to housing to education, what does that look like? And my third question to you is, what are you willing to do to make that vision manifest? Now you can open your eyes. I can tell you, if you're saying that I don't have the education, I'm not smart in school, I'm standing up here with you where I actually teach at Harvard, right? And I dropped out of college because I got pregnant, unmarried, with no resources. If you are saying that because people don't like me, I've had some of my own folks, my sisters, who I loved and slept in the bed with and organized with, to stand in spaces to block me from getting something just because I wanted it. I've had family members to turn on me just because I was a little buck-toothed girl that was skinny running around in Alabama. And they couldn't see it in me because they had a better circumstance or a better situation. But yet, here I am. And so I'm saying this not about me, y'all. I'm really not. I'm saying this to the sister out there that your mother's an alcoholic, or your mother is dealing with mental issues, or your mother is on drugs. I know what that looks like and feels like. I'm the little girl that if you are out there and you're feeling some kind of way because you haven't talked to your father has not done anything for you, or you haven't had that relationship that you want. I can speak to that because I'm that little girl. I can speak to the little girl that grew up where her grandparents had to take care of her and we lived in a 2-room house. I'm that little girl. And so I'm saying that this is not about me. You don't have to remember anything I'm saying is, I am saying this because I want you to believe that when God deposits a dream in you, right, and you are literally aligned with that dream, if you open yourself up, you will get everything that you have desired. Everything in due season. So young sisters, when I say butterfly, take to the sky, spread your wings and open them wide. No longer do you have to sit there and hide. Just fly, butterfly. And so there's somebody real special that was also a little black girl that had a dream, and I want to read something from her. I am honored to extend my warmest greetings to all the leaders and attendees gathered for the Southern Black Girls Dream Conference. Since its founding, the Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium has been a force for good for providing funding and resources to support Black women and girls. I am grateful for your efforts to empower your community, inspire change, and encourage all to reach their full potential in fields like science and technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. Your dedication to alleviating the burden of inequity is critical as we build a more prosperous future. As you all know, when women and girls succeed, communities, economies, and entire nations benefit. That is why our administration is making historic advancements to expand access to capital, to invest in communities that are too often overlooked or left behind. It is clear that America's progress has always been strengthened by Black women. Please know President Biden and I are committed to bolstering health, safety, and well-being for Black girls and women throughout America and around the world. To those in attendance, may you continue to dream big and dream with ambition. I look forward to witnessing, that means she's gonna come at some point. I look forward to witnessing all that you will accomplish. I send my best wishes for a meaningful conference and bright future ahead. Kamala Harris, the Black girl vice president of the United States of America. That's a Black girl dream. Amen? When I say Black girls, you say joy. Black girls, Black girls. When I say Black girls, you say love. Black girls, Black girls. When I say Black girls, you say power. Black girls, Black girls. When I say Black girl, you say yay, Black girl, Black girl. All right, Black girls, we love you. Peace and blessings.
Okay. Hey, that's my song right there.
Yeah.
How many reels have y'all made off this song? I've made a whole bunch of reels off this song. I love it. Unspeakable joy. Did y'all hear that? Thank you to the anchors, to the founder, Tasha Brown. Thank you for that empowering message. Let's give them another round of applause. Absolutely. It is not every day that you have visionaries choose to volunteer themselves to help others grow. And so definitely want to make sure we thank them for that. Next up, we are going to take a view of the Black Girls Film Camp video. The Black Girls Film Camp was based in Charlotte, North Carolina, is a Southern Black Girl grantee partner. They create safe spaces for Black girls to create their own narratives. We are excited to highlight a short film produced by one of their youth filmmakers at each of our general sessions. The film that you will now see is titled See Me. Y'all see me? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's check it out. Thank you. Black Girl Dream Camp video.
Hi, my name is Michelle Ilele, and I am a 16-year-old from Houston, Texas. While being in the Black Girls Film Camp, I have learned not to compromise my own story to fit other people's narrative. My short film is titled See Me and shows the importance of community and sanctity within, especially as a Black albino woman. I hope you enjoy my film. Bye!
Albinism. From our graceful pale skin that stays in shed to prevent the beaming sun from burning us, to our kinky blonde hair that shimmers as gold, and a different gradient of colors that shred our eyes. However, sometimes features like this can differentiate you from your own race, though you're not too black and not too white.
What are some of the dumbest questions I get as an albino? What race do you really belong to?
Once somebody asked me, was I from Albany? Because I told them that I had albinism, and I'm like, no, I'm from North Carolina.
First time I saw myself represented, I don't think I have. I'd say the least I've really found myself represented is maybe with other albinos if they're modeling, and the least I would see them is just because of TikTok.
My brother has albinism as well, and so we're like very close because no one else that's close to us really understands our experience.
My great-grandmother was an albino. And so, growing up, I grew up knowing that I was an albino. And I was just in a family, and I was just different.
You have to search up the hashtag albinism to even see albino models. It's still a really small community regardless of there being people who model as an albino.
When I was younger, my parents told me that they stopped me from watching Rugrats because I was starting to act like Angelica.
You finish your dinner while I put Tommy to bed. Oops.
So if anybody who watches Rugrats, Angelica had fair skin and she had golden hair. So I think that's and of course in the show she was white, but that's the only representation that I guess I identified with.
Do I ever feel black enough or like I'm not black enough? Growing up, my family did not really remind me that I had albinism. So I really was like, okay, well, I'm just like any other person else or just like other people. I think the first reason where it was really engraved for me was coming to the United States because I'm not from here. And when people would ask me or see me around my family, they would ask me, oh my gosh, are you adopted?
For so long, I couldn't even speak up to support black men because I'm like, I don't want people to think what do you, I'm not allowed to speak on, those issues. And I'm just like, if there was a better representation, then I think I would feel more comfortable.
I wasn't born to fit in. I was born to stand out. And I will never fit in. And that's the lesson that I had to learn growing up. I have two sisters that I always wanted to be like them, and I grew up in a black community. So at that time, my parents, helped me understand you are who you are, you're different, and you got to, learn how to deal with it.
There are situations where I'll find myself in a group of black people who are not albinos where I just get in the room and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta keep reminding myself, I'm still a black person. I cannot exclude myself.
What makes me feel beautiful as an albino, what is my favorite feature? One thing that makes me feel beautiful is my golden hair. So many people try to dye their hair to become this color that I was just born with. And so for me, it's just like sorry girl, you can't get this. They don't sell this in the stores.
I not only was born as an albino, but I was born black. And I have all the right features when I was young. You know, they say the brick house, I was the brick house.
I'd say my favorite feature would be my eyes. My own is a mix of gray and it sometimes changes to like hazel colored type of eyes.
I feel like my confidence in my skin makes me feel beautiful. And the fact that I know for so long, like I woke up wishing that I could just wash this off and look normal.
You're not impaired. You go in that classroom, you know you can't see, so you go to the front of the room so you can see the board. So whatever my limitations was, I had to overcome them.
Your confidence carries you a lot more and portrays your beauty much more than your physical appearance, because if you don't have confidence in yourself, it's very easy for people to derail you very quickly and you start to like find fault in everything yourself.
We are a part of the Black community and we're not going to apologize, nor are we going to take a back seat just because we don't look like everybody else, just because we don't have the melanin in our skin.
Be patient with yourself in your walk with albinism.
I wasn't put here to blend. I was put here to stand out.
All right. Who was created to stand out? Every hand in the room should be up. And if your hand isn't up, you answering yes, I am in your head. Because you are that. For sure, for sure, for sure. Awesome, awesome. So we are going to prepare to bring up some amazing special guests. Who has traveled internationally before in the room? All right. Did y'all know we were going on a trip today? Some of y'all just got here, so you may have gone on a trip today, right? You may have just got here this morning. But we have some amazing guests from international spaces. So while we may not be actually getting on a flight today, International came to us. And they are going to drop some dimes, some wisdom, some nuggets, all of that we need. They have traveled from all over the world to share their experiences. We have women from Rwanda. We have women from Ghana. We have women from Senegal, Brazil, Belize, Guyana. Did I say that right? I tried. Okay. Guyana. Thank you. See. Colombia and Bahamas. Anybody been to any of those places? All right. Well, they are here with us today. What a privilege. What an honor. I'm going to bring up next our youth ambassadors as they will introduce our special guests today. But let me say, we are in for a treat, so please buckle down. Get your notes out, too. Youth ambassadors.
You know.
Initiating rage process.
I'm unavailable. They know they see me. 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 I'm sorry for who won't be my matter. Sorry, I'm only human. So make nobody para. Like say I carry woman. She na man way I for carry. Fuck all the rumors. I need that when I talk say I be pastor. If you know you.
Let's give it up for our youth ambassadors. Awesome, awesome.
Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Well, my name is Kayla Pouncey. I'm a youth ambassador. This is my second year. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, so I'm so excited to be at home with you all, but I'm repping the state of Alabama. It is my honor and pleasure today to start with our first introductions. I would love to introduce Miss Barbara A. Perkins, an inspiring leader, author, executive, and life coach, and also visionary behind the International Black Women's Public Policy Institute. Co-founding the Institute in 2009, Ms. Barbara has championed the global impact of Black women, focusing on saving lives, training future leaders, and amplifying critical work. Her collaboration with Dr. Janla Van Zant and contributions to the National Cares Mentoring Movement highlight her expertise as a change agent and advocate for mentoring. Ms. Barbara has also authored 7 books, including Restoration, 7 Promises of God, inspired by her journey through breast cancer. Known for her commitment to joy and kindness, Ms. Barbara is dedicated to her family, married to retired fire captain Stanley Perkins with 2 children and a grandson. Of course, this is only a snapshot of her amazing work, so I'd highly encourage you all to download the WOVA app and read the full bios of all of our speakers. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Barbara A. Perkins.
Feels good. Just got paid. It's Friday night. Party hunting. Feeling nice. Hey. Body shaking. All around. No one there. I'm gonna get it down. Check the mirror. I'm looking fly.
Hi, everyone. Y'all look lovely today. I love it. I love it. My name is Erica Shepard. I am from the greatest state in the U.S., which is Texas. Woo! So, yes, let's get into it. So, it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Kumba Touré, who's based in Dakar, Senegal, born and raised in Mali, West Africa, and Senegal. Miss Kumba is a talented writer and storyteller dedicated to empowering the next generation. She designs and produces a range of education material and programs for children and young people, books, clothes, and games through Thalia Artists Collective and Production House. She has extensive experience in facilitating meetings, engaging young people, and designing and implementing and evaluating programs promoting peace and justice specifically for women. She has more than 20 years of experience working with organizations such as Ashanka, supporting social entrepreneurs globally, the Institute for Popular Education in Mali, designing alternative education programs, the 21st Century Youth Leadership Movement, and Selma, Alabama, connecting Africans across continents and youth for environment, sanity in California, supporting leadership training for young. She is a member of the African Feminist Forum. She is a member of African Consultant International Board, and she is a mother and sister and many. So give a round of applause to Ms. Kumba Touré.
Ready for the bomb. And the town's the big lorry.
Okay, next it is my privilege to introduce Ms. Beatrice Kumba, the founder and executive of Awana Africa with over 30 years of international experience in economic development. Ms. Beatrice is a highly respected development professional and private entrepreneur. Her designated careers include work with World Bank, IFPRI, UNICF, UNIDO, IFAD, and WFP. Ms. Beatrice is celebrated for founding one of Rwanda's most successful cultural businesses, showcasing the potential of entrepreneurship in reevaluating African In 2005, she became the first African female to chair the board of Rwanda Air, a remarkable achievement. A food security and nutrition expert, Ms. Beatrice specializes in women economic empowerment, known for her innovative strategic thinking and strong analytic skills. She excels in negotiations and thrives under challenging conditions. She was named one of Africa's top 20 personalities by Africa in 2019 and featured in Rwanda's Rising and international media as a champion of smart economics for women. Please join me in welcoming the inspirational Miss Beatrice Kumba.
I lead one.
Mon amour, buri namgeneye ntekereza wowe malo kuba uri n'ingeso ntavaho. Girl, I want to be your Romeo. I can't wait to marry you. Toi mon bébé, nukuri simbesha. 24/7 utuma
Hello, my name is Kennedy Cash, and I'm from Atlanta. And it's an honor, Atlanta, woo! And it's an honor to introduce Dr. Dawn Stewart, a distinguished professional with a rich and diverse career across federal, local, nonprofit, and educational sectors. Dr. Stewart currently serves as the chair of Democrats Abroad Guyana Committee and has been a counselor on the Georgetown Mayor and City Council for 4 years. She is the CEO of the New Dawn Counseling LLC and the founder and chairman of Monique Helping Hands NGO in Georgetown, Guyana. Additionally, she created the Guyanese Women Roundtable and co-owns Lycan Newburgh Funeral Home. Dr. Stewart is a seasoned clinical health psychologist, researcher, business owner, consultant, trainer, project developer, university professor, and nonprofit and local government manager. Her extensive experience and dedication makes her a powerful force for positive change. Please join me in welcoming the remarkable Dr. Stewart.
Hello, my name is Leslie Jones, representing Camden, Alabama. It is my honor to introduce Cynthia Ellis Topsy, a trailblazer in Belize and beyond. Cynthia is dedicated to mentoring youth and community leaders, improving their lives through sustainability and environmental justice. Her passion lies in empowering people to help themselves. As a champion of Duke Edinburgh Award Belize, Cynthia has trained leaders across the country promoting innovative projects like the preservation of El Pilar Archaeological. A proud Grenifia, she supports Grenifia youth leadership through Grenifia Renaissance Project, which focuses on organic farming and community reforestation. Cynthia's motto, Building Belize, one family at a time, reflects her commitment to coaching, encouraging, and mentoring individuals to achieve their best. Born in Orange Walk, she is a mother of 5, grandmother of 10. Please join me in welcome the inspiring Cynthia Elise Topsy.
getting a little heavy in here. I'm like, hold on, let me get my resume up. Alrighty, last but certainly not least, it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Nana Asante, a dedicated registered nurse with over 27 years of clinical experience in women's and children's health in Ghana and New York. She is the founder and CEO of Isabella Healthcare Services and recently established Isabella MedTech Limited to manufacture medical consumables in Ghana, aiming to meet customer needs faster and contribute to her country's economic growth. A breast cancer survivor, Ms. Asante founded Embrace Society to promote early detection and support for breast cancer patients, aligning with the WHO's Global Breast Cancer Initiative. She leads the Embrace Your Breast campaign, advocating for awareness and early detection, and initiated Ghana's first patient navigation program to help patients access timely care. Ms. Asante serves as the board chairperson of the Nursing and Midwifery Council, regulating over 167,000 professionals in the country. She is also a former board member of Ghana's second largest teaching hospital. With a Bachelor of Nursing degree from Howard University and currently pursuing a Global Executive MBA, Ms. Asante was part of the 2018 Women in Entrepreneurship and Leadership for Africa program and the 2020 Growth Africa Business Accelerator program. She's a 2023 Vital Voices Fellow and has received the Excellence in Business Award at the Ghana Pharma Industry Awards. Ms. Asante is passionate about empowering people to make informed healthcare decisions and lifestyle choices for their well-being. Thank you, and let's give it up for Ms. Asante.
Say you love me, baby, say you love me. I'm gonna hold you down if you say you want me. Say you love me, baby, say you love me. I go wear you crown if you say you want me. Some people no believe say me I go feel love you like this. So me I no believe say me I go feel fall for you so hard. Me a blessy be I me I go hold you down. I go hold you down like nobody.
And the women have gathered. And the women have gathered because we know a thing. The women have gathered because we are here to say first, thank you. Thank you to the higher power that made it possible for us to gather on this soil, this moment, this very moment. Joy, joy, fearless joy. Joy is fearless. Joy is a decision. Did you hear me? Joy is a verb. It's active. And we are here to speak about joy. And when the women enter, when the women pull up, we got something to do. We work and we play. No matter what it looks like, I'm talking to the sister way back there, because there's 1,300 of you. So way back there, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what they say in your neighborhood. I don't care what they say in your schools. I don't care what they say on TV. I'm telling you, we are here to speak the truth. That we're going to change some things. We're going to shake it up. But we cannot do it without you. This is a relay. Listen, we are proud, seasoned Black women. Y'all can start adding up the years if you want to. There's a lot of them up here, though. I can tell you that. And we're ready to pass this on to you. It's your turn. So first, I just want to say thank you. I'm Barbara Perkins, and I love me some LaTosha Brown. I'm telling you, I feel like a groupie. Y'all know what that is? Like, I feel like a stalker, and I ain't ashamed. LaTosha Brown, I thank you for being willing. I thank you for saying yes to God and us. So we got 57 minutes. Y'all, do y'all know what it's like when black women are in charge and you give them 57 minutes? It's problematic already. But we are problem solvers. That's who we are. So these sisters, we love each other. Some of us just met yesterday and we're already trying to go home with each other, all kinds of stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on up here on this stage. I'm gonna start with you. No, I'm gonna start with you, my sister Beatrice. And let you just each open your mics and do opening remarks, and then we'll come back and maybe do a round of questions. I love you, but buckle up, take out your pen and your paper and get ready.
Do I sit or I stand?
Whatever you want.
Okay, I think I'm going to stand. Yes. Good morning, everyone. I bring you greetings from your sisters, your mothers, your aunties, and every woman on the continent, from the mother continent. It is indeed a big joy to be here and to be given an opportunity to be on this panel, to get inspired, to look at this youthful audience here and believe that maybe our challenges, our fights, and our dream, we have these young people to trust and ensure that they will be continuing in fighting for what we fought for, but in a better way, and build back better for what we live it. But we are not gone yet, so we'll be there to guide, and it is a privilege, and let me thank the Southern Girls to invite us to extend an invitation to the mother continent. We were looking forward for this for many, many, many years. We've been doing it in our small ways, but this is a stepping step. I mean, we are taking a big, big step to say no to small things. We are going in for big things. You know, this is what Barbara and Latosha said yesterday. We are the majority of the population of the world. And the world has to know, and they have to understand that we are not sitting back and waiting for other people to decide for us. So thank you for inviting us. My name is Beatrice Gakuba, as I said. I'm the founder and executive director of One Africa. I think you have my bio on the screen there. But my organization is Pan-African-led and women-led and local-led. And we have membership in 45 countries with a secretariat in Kenya. I'm from Rwanda, but I'm based in Kenya, with office in Ivory Coast. And I'm here to build bridges, to welcome you to the continent, and to talk business, because without cash in the pocket of our young girls or our women, there will be no empowerment, there will be no advancement for women. Thank you.
I'm gonna sit, or maybe I have to stand, but I need to read what I have to say because I'm still jet lagged and I'll forget. My name is Dawn. I was born in Guyana, South America, on a little dam called Kelly Dam, surrounded by lots of trees. In there lies my story. That's where my joy began. I get asked all the time, how can you have joy being poor? I know you two are probably asking, how do you have joy when so much pain is constantly inflicted in our minds and bodies? Oftentimes by people that look like ourselves, as we continually attempt to prove our humanity to a white supremacist capitalist heteropatriarchal imperialist population in control of our social, economic, political systems in my part of the world. My joy builds on ideas about my identity as a black girl turned woman. I lift my joy as emerging from the intersection of my refusal, eroticism, spirituality, and love. As a black woman, I learned that we are powerful, unique, and deserving of happiness. As an immigrant to the U.S., without a sense of belonging and knowledge of my root, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Your foundation builds joy. Find what makes you happy. Believe in your foundation and go for what you feel deep in your gut. My foundation lies in the motherland, Alke Bulan. From the womb of Olga, Eugene, Grace, Hyacinth, and all the women whose shoulders I stand, therein lies my joy. In my joy, I part to every little girl that is dreaming in this room. One day, you will become that woman full of joy to gift another little girl that you pass by. Just don't leave her behind. Thank you.
Buiti Binafi. Good morning. Could you say after me, Buiti Binafi? Buiti Binafi. Good morning. Just one little correction. I am standing barefoot intentionally, grounded. I am Garifuna. Garifuna means people of the cassava. And I want to give thanks this morning. It is said, weeping endures for the night, but joy comes in the morning. So this morning, we are joyful. I am barefoot because I'm acknowledging this as a sacred space, a space that in Garifuna we call the Dabuye Ba. Say it after me, Dabuye Ba. It is a place of healing from trauma. And when we go into that space, we are bare feet, we are grounded. Garifuna, we were never enslaved. So you are Garifuna, because as Bob Marley says, emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Okay? Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them could stop the time. So I bring you greetings. I bring you thanks from the Garifuna people, from the people of Belize. In preparing to come here, I traveled from one end of Belize to the next, coast to coast, on the border with Guatemala to the border of Mexico, preparing to come here to speak with the people in my community, because I'm not here for myself. I am ambassador at large for the Garifuna nation. You are a nation. Nation is a level of consciousness and being. Nobody gives that to you. We give thanks to those who have come before us, our ancestors, my grandmother, grandfather, aunts, uncles, those who built the foundation on which we stand. Harriet Tubman, Sergeant of Truth. Yesterday, we went to the Martin Luther King Center, and I had to kiss the ground on which we were walking to give thanks for those who gave their lives, who are no longer physically with us, but this room is filled with their presence. In Garifuna, we believe that we are not better than anybody, and nobody is better than us. And the United Nations declared us a masterpiece culture for humanity in 2001. So I extend that gift and that treasure to you. The power of my being here comes from my grandmother. When I was 4 years young, my grandmother passed into the other world when I was 4. And she said to me, "You will be great. You will be a leader." Imagine, I could remember that from 4 years old. So I'm saying to you, no matter what your age, you're not too young to lead. You can lead now in your family, in your communities, in your country, in the world. When I was 10 years old, I wanted to be an astronaut. My mom, dad, nobody said that was impossible or silly. And so I had that vision. I will correct my bio one bit. I have 17 grandchildren and counting, and 5 children. And my greatest achievement is to be a vessel for God to use. The second point I want to share with you: have the boldness and the courage to follow your calling. I always hear my grandmother beside me telling me to push for greatness. Fear not to fall. I was touched this morning, not to single out any state, but one of my best friends in the world, Billie Jean Young. I met her in the Caribbean. She came and she looked for us in the Caribbean. Many of the people who have done this work are no longer here. I am one of the few left in the Caribbean and Central America who is alive. I give thanks because that sister came from Alabama to be with us at a time of trauma, pain, and suffering in Grenada, in Antigua, in Guatemala, in El Salvador, in Honduras. Every day, a person is killed in Honduras for standing firm on our land. Land is not physical. Land is consciousness. Every single one of you, please dream to have a land, a place. I invite you to Belize to get land. When I used to go to the United Nations, I looked in the room and you were not there. Years, because as a nation state, we can sit at the United Nations. And when I didn't see you, I went to look for you. And I found you. Billy Avery, National Black Women's Health Project. And I want to invite you to come because I invited over the years women to come to Belize and speak truths like this. So finally, for this time, I want to say that sovereignty is in your consciousness and your being. Nobody gave me the title of ambassador at large except ancestors. And when the prime minister, who is like your president, came into office, I went to his office. Be not afraid to speak to power and authority. When I went to him, I introduced myself. He didn't throw me out of his office. I said to him, Prime Minister, I offer you the gift of the Garifuna people who have never been enslaved. And we would like to lead a conversation with you about the gifts and treasures that we bring as a people. I learned the art of diplomacy and speech. Learn that. Learn how to speak. And finally, I want to give you the gift of Urume. We're having our homecoming in St. Vincent, which we call Urume, which is our homeland, the land of the Garifuna, the land of resilience, the land of strength, the land of courage, the land of power, because that's who and what you are. We were left to die on the island of Balisao. You know why? Because we refused to be enslaved. Never forget the people of Haiti, the first independent black colony in the Americas, who are suffering to this day because they dared to do that. Well, we dared. We rather jump off a cliff to our sure physical death than be enslaved. And therefore, we were put on an island called Balisao to die. 5,000 of us, 2,500 perished. However, we were sent to Central America. Now, we are 500,000 around the world. We are a miracle. We have our language. We have our customs. This represents the Garifuna flag. Black for Africa, yellow for indigenous, white for peace and for reconciliation. And therefore we give you that gift, give you that treasure. Come to Belize. You are one of us. Hold each other little finger for me for a little, please. Just hold each other little pinky. Wagushi bungyu lida supula. Yubila paruweyo adugwala le babuseru lida mua lida sungfula lida mua lida sungfula.
Just wow. Wow. After everything that has been said, I don't know what to say, but to say that I feel joy. I had no idea what to expect when I was coming. I got in after, 18-hour plane ride. Had no idea what to expect. Came down the stairs today, saw the way I was dressed, saw the colors. I felt at home. I blended in with the balloons. I blended in with each and every one of you. I feel joy. I feel joy when I hear that in Belize, there's a people called the Garifuna, the cassava people. In my country, we have a food called gari, and it's made from cassava. That just goes to show that no matter what, we are one. That umbilical cord was never cut. It can never be cut. And for that, I feel joy. I read recently that by the year 2050, 1 in 4 of every person on this earth will be an African. Gary is in Belize. Gary is in Jamaica. Gary is in this room. That means each and every one in here is an African. What does that mean? Already we're 1 billion. What will be the world population in 2050? If we're a quarter of that, what does that mean? It means exactly what's in this room. Taking the lead at this age. If I knew to do what you're doing at your age, my resume may be tall, but by now it would have been breaking through all kinds of ceilings. So I feel joy to see from age 5 to 55 to 70 to every kind of age. It gives me joy. 1 in 4 will be an African by the year 2050. For me, that is joy. It shows us that we have power, that we were never less than. We should take that pridefully, happily. I hear Afrobeats everywhere. We're all dancing to it. I hear it in Aldo. What does that mean? It means we're powerful. We're powerful as an individual. We're powerful collectively. 1 in 4 would be an African. What does that mean? We have economic power. We have cultural power. We have together power. And for me, it brings me joy. I'm thrilled to be here. I want to say Akwaba to everybody in this room. In my language, it means welcome. Ghana welcomes you. Africa welcomes you. The world has no choice but to welcome us. If you get nothing out of being here today, know that joy is a choice. Joy comes from knowing who you are. Joy comes from not letting anybody make you feel less than. Joy comes from not being born to fit in, as I learned today, but to stand out. Bring your individuality. Bring your collective power. Let's know that that cord was never cut. 1 in 4 person on this earth will be an African. How are you going to embrace that? What does that mean to you? It means that we went through that point of no return. I pray that everyone gets to come to Ghana, to go to the Cape Coast Castle, to know what was done to us, and to feel that we're still here, in spite of that umbilical cord was never cut. We are one. We will represent, we will continue to represent, and through that joy, we will lift each other up. We will hold each other up. And when people see us, they will move. Because we have joy. We have power. Gary is in Belize, is in Jamaica, is in Ghana, is in this room. And I thank you, and I'm so thrilled and inspired by each and every one of you. Thank you for having me.
Greetings. Greetings. Okay, I can hear you. Listen, if I had time, I would greet you properly. Some of you have been to where I live. People can spend the day greeting each other. They meet you. In Mali, they say thank you. They don't know you. They just say thank you. That's the way they greet each other. But yesterday, I was hearing Tosha speaking, and it reminded me of that. In Iche, we say thank you when we meet each other. We say thank you because we come from farmers' tradition. And we come from communities where when you pass by, you're the one to greet first. And when you see somebody working in a farm, you know in a small community there is no way they can eat everything that they're going to grow. In one way or another, what they will harvest will come to you or to somebody you know. So when you see them, you say thank you. So I say thank you to each of you for everything you do. I take it personally. Wherever you are, what you're doing is for all of us. See, if I really had time, I would greet you properly. In Senegal, when you come by, people greet you and they keep on repeating your name, Your name is Tosha Brown. They be like, Brown, Brown, Touré. Toure Brown, Toure Brown, Toure Brown. It's like, until when? Stop it. No. They keep on greeting each other and repeating your family name. Because when they meet you and greet you, they remember that you are not alone. That they greet every single body who carry that name, who have ever carried that name with you. Because when I greet you, I don't just greet you. I greet every single body that you left at home coming here. I greet every single body that have done something for you that made it possible for you to get here. Because I can't greet you, just you. Because I know you are not just you. See, I don't have time to do all the greeting. But I have to share a few points about joy, because that's why we're here. Remember, my name is Kumba, and I'm a storyteller. I write and I publish books for children. I am a feminist. It just means that I believe in justice for all from the point of view of women, because I believe it's women who will make the change. It's gonna start with us. I work with many organizations, but really, it is not the point here. My real work, my life work, is to be a bridge, a connector, a translator, a joy creator. That's my job. Everything else is just a conduit. Every other organization that I lead or create is just a way to get there. And when I say joy creator, I would like each of us to give ourselves permission, because we deserve to be happy. I would like us to give ourselves permission to be joyful. You know, it's difficult because of what we know and what we live through. We know our own history. We know the pain we've gone through. But we're also conscious of today and of every single thing that is happening to people when they're black or when they're women. It's too much. It's too much, and it is the main reason why this world, this whole world, is not at peace, because of how black women and black girls are treated. If this world wants to be at peace, they will have to change radically the way they perceive, treat black girls and black women. It is the only thing that will make the difference. And every single body on this earth needs to know it. We deserve to be happy. We deserve joy. And the great thing is we know how to. Don't we know how to create joy? We do. Sometimes we just are afraid. And sometimes we worry. I was talking to one of my sisters from Brazil yesterday. And I came to the realization sometimes we are afraid of expressing our joy. Because we're worried there's too much pain around us. Who are we to be happy when others are suffering? Who are we to be happy when our sisters are dying? Who are we to be happy when our brothers are in jail? Who are we to be happy when our children are dying? But hey, we have to. We have to give ourselves permission to be joyful, because the joy we create will radiate and touch other people and make them joyful. And again, we know how to. And I'll give just a few examples. It seems so simple, so basic. You know, I like to wear nice clothes now. I like dresses. I just like it. Everybody knows it. But hey, I met these women, and they said that they were doing some research. Somehow there were like some healing patterns and some colors that, you know, heals people and so on. I said, so I'm healing people walking like this and I didn't know it? No, seriously though. We know as African women what it does when we take care of ourselves. When we are creative about how we carry ourselves, about what we wear, how we do our hair. When we are creative even in the sense that we make. I come from places where the women, at least in Senegal, you know women in Senegal, be careful of them now. They be orchestrating and creating different type of scents that they can wear. They be wearing things that no one can see but themselves. Like they wear beads. Now, they're serious about it. They be creating all kind of new colors and beads and new things. No, I mean, they're the one wearing it. I wear them now. I'm not going to show them, but hey. They'll be wearing them, going around. They know what they're wearing, and they carry it. Something about the ways we carry ourselves. We are creators of joys. We are the one who bring people together. We are the one who cook the food that bring the joy. We are the one that connect the families. We are the one that tell the stories. We are the one that make people laugh in the family ceremonies. Aren't we? We know how to create joy. And we need to teach it to the world. But I will end with this. The real source of joy is justice. The real source of joy is justice. We fight for justice, not only for ourselves, but for all our people and for other people. We cannot do this by ourselves. To be here today for me, I don't know, I'm sure for each of you, but the joy that it brings. To know that we are not only many, but we are powerful. We are powerful, sister. You talked about healing. Yes, this is a sacred place, and this is a healing space. Because we know that healing happens in community. We can't heal by ourselves individually. We heal together. We dance, we song, we have our songs, and we dance until we fall on the ground when we need to heal. That's what we do. I would like to thank you. Thank you so much for opening this door, for inviting us here. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
Oh boy. And the women gather. And the women gather because we know a thing. and my story as a little girl growing up in the Bahamas. At 10 years old, you are allowed to enter the circle of women. And if next year, Chansey, we're going to be a circle. At 10 years old, you're allowed to enter the circle. And when you enter the circle, you are quiet. When I entered the circle, 5 older black women, including my great-grandaunt, who brought me to the circle. I told my mother, I said, they're crazy. They're crazy. They expect me at 10 years old to sit and listen, don't talk. Guess what? I'm a cassava girl. In your local grocery stores, look for yucca. That's cassava. And I want to give you something to do from us. I want you to go to the store. I want you to find it. It's in the vegetable section. It's brown. It looks like a root. Looks like a big root. It's not attractive. It's white inside. I want you to buy it. I want you to take it home and boil it with water. Put a little salt and pepper on it. And I want you to sit through the meal. You might not like it. It tastes like a potato. But when you eat the cassava, I want you to think about what you heard here today. At 10 years old, I sat in that circle Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. I had no idea why. It was called the Wisdom Circle. Today you are sitting in the circle. You might not know why. You might not even know really what you're hearing. But when you get still with that cassava, I promise you it's going to download in your spirit. Something's going to happen. Because that's the way spirit moved. The spirit of black people, our ancestors, that's the way it moves. I promise you, when you sit with that cassava, I want you to think about these dreams that you walked in the door with. I want you to think about the thing that folks say about you that hurts your spirit. And then I want you to smile back at God and say, I get it. When I was in that circle at 10 years old, I said, I can't wait until I'm 16 and I can get out of here. Because at 16, they push you out. I said, I can't wait. But today I stand on this stage with my sisters in this circle. And I'm so grateful that I sat through it. I now know what it means to be in a sacred space. Find your tribe. They're in this room. Before you leave here tomorrow, you find someone that you did not know before, and you buddy up. You know what that means? Buddy up. Exchange numbers, not just to show pictures on social media, but to have an ear that will hear you in the moment when you need someone to listen, when there's no mother, no father. Latasha, you told my story. You told the story of a lot of us. We were supposed to be invisible as little girls. Shh, don't talk. But do you know the blessing that is in the stillness? When you don't talk, you can hear. You can hear. So what I offer you today, we're going to go around one more time, just with a closing word. But what I offer you today is that something was said just for you. Not for your friend sitting next to you. Something was said. And what I want you to do is write it on the paper that you have, the notebook that came in your fancy swag bag. Write down the message that you heard. And that's yours. It's your gift. It was for you and only you. what I say to you is that we, seasoned women up here, who battle through a whole lot of things, it's not fun. Doing this work is not fun. Raising enough money to do a conference like this is almost impossible. But we believe in the invisible and the impossible. So when you leave from here, pack your little dream and water it every day. Water it every day. I don't care what anybody says to you. And then call your buddy. If you're feeling low, call your buddy. And buddy, if you're feeling low, call your friend. And just say, I'm just checking in. Are you okay? Because that's what we do. We check in for each other. Are you okay? Because it's difficult. You're going to get more no's than you will ever imagine. The only yes that matters is the one you give to yourself. So sisters, we're going to go around one more time. And this time we're going to start on this end. And I want you to start with a word. One word that comes to mind, and then tell us a little about that word.
I have many words, but the one that has been with me the last couple of weeks, months, is intentional. Be intentional. Be intentional to know who you are. There are so many things that's saying, if I knew then what I know now. If I knew then, what I would wish I knew was to be intentional about knowing who I am. That's where it all starts. When you know who you are, then you know it's okay not to be part of the crowd. You're not meant to be. That your flaws are your strengths. When you're intentional, you know that you have to be a better version of yourself. I'm intentional now. I don't do subtraction in my life. Meaning I'm intentional about who I allow into my space. You have to bring value. I have to know I'm bringing value to you. I don't do subtraction. When you're intentional and you know who you are, you're happy to do subtraction because you know that you have a purpose. You know that you're intentionally going on a journey. And anyone and anything who is taken away from that journey has no business being in that journey. Intentional for me makes everything less painful. Because I know that when someone is doing something to me, it's not about me. Because I know who I am. I know I'm weak, I'm strong. So if you don't see my worth and you want to take away from me, then it's not about me. Be intentional about knowing who you are. Be intentional about being different. Every single one of us is different. None of us is better. None of us is worse, unless your character is bad, which I don't think most of us are. So be intentional. Be intentional about cultivating joy within you, around you. Be intentional about being happy. Don't do anything just because. Be intentional about who you follow. Why are you trying to follow? My middle name, Echa, means leader. I didn't really know what it meant until maybe in my 40s. I wish I'd known it back then. But I always felt like I was a leader. But because I didn't know the meaning of my name, I wasn't intentional about what I was doing. I named my son after me, Oyukwai, meaning pathfinder. When he was coming to school in America, people wanted me to give him an English name. He wanted, even in Ghana, to have an English name. I said, no, I intentionally gave you that name. You will intentionally lead people to do the right thing, because you can just also lead people to do the wrong thing. My one word is be intentional. Life is about purpose. Once you know your purpose, no one can shake you, because you know that you came in it by yourself. You will leave by yourself. The question that you want to ask is, what do you want to leave this world with? When you're intentional, that answer comes easier. Then everything that you do, all the ingredients you put into making that purpose become a reality, you see that it's about your choice. So I leave you with, I can't tell you what your intentionality is, but when you buy your cassava and you boil it, you can eat it with a stew, you can eat it by itself, you can pound it, you can roast it. All the different ingredients that goes into making a good meal, and that meal is you. How intentional will you be? Thank you.
Thank you. And my beloveds, we have 10 minutes. Thank you.
Beloved, my word is possibilities, possibility. I remember graduating from high school and the song was Dream the Possible Dream. And that's what I invite you to do. And in my life, I have, with my grandmother beside me, even though my grandmother physically left when I was 4 years young, she's always with me. She's with me right now. And in that possibilities, nothing is impossible. As long as you let go of yourself, forget about yourself and lean on, you know who, God. So in that, I want to thank the African American women. I want to thank you, because you are the ones that were sent by the colonizers to Belize, to the Garifuna community, to mentor and minister to us in the late 1700s. People don't know that. So I'm here to thank you. That is because of your presence, even though women were enslaved here, were sent to us as free people in Belize, Garifuna people. And it's because of you that my mother, who could not go to high school, was mentored by African American women. I give thanks. I want to give thanks to the people here who have sought to connect with us. I got fellowships and scholarships and whatever. And as my grandmother had prophesied, I got to travel around the world. I want to give thanks for the wealth of the relationships that we have had, that I dared to dream, dared to create a community bank to be connected with you here in this country and follow the Grameen Bank model. So wealth is health. Wealth is not just about money. Wealth is following the problems to solutions, to have solution-based action. Develop your land, walk on your land, claim it as our ancestors did. Our ancestors were brilliant. I traveled from one end of the United States, Florida, to Niagara Falls during the height of COVID and did not get COVID. Why? Because in knowing about my indigeneity, I have a sense of consciousness. We have a sense of awareness of the way to heal from trauma. Acknowledge the trauma, but press through it, overcome it, connect with people like us who know how to come. The sisters from Africa, from Guyana, come to our countries, learn from us. We have been blessed because we've learned from you. and therefore take the lead now. Finally, take the lead now. You're not too young. When I go back to Belize, I'm going from one end of the country to the next and reporting to our people what has happened here. Share the information. My granddaughter, 6 years old, her name is Harriet, like you know who, right? The Underground Railroad wraps around the world. And she wants a report from me, okay? I better report to her when I go back. Sereme Niebo, thank you.
Thank you, my sisters. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna try. My word is girl. Girl. When I got invited to be here, I thought of every little girl that I returned to Guyana and saw the ones that were sexually abused, the ones that were trafficked, the ones that were traumatized, the ones that were attempting to commit suicide, the ones that were infected with HIV and AIDS. I wanted to bring all those women with me, to have them feel the power of being loved and having joy. Today, I will leave with you a poem that I wrote when I got the invitation to come here for every girl in this room, because one day you will stand tall and pass me as a woman. My 7-year-old granddaughter is in here. She wanted to come to the conference. I hope she understands everything, but no doubt she'll probably teach me a couple of things. I'm going to read this poem to you that I wrote, very special in my closing. Mama, 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 who am I? My hair is kinky, my eyes are brown, my lips are defined, my nose is fine, my cheeks are inclined. Mama, mama, who am I? I am a girl, I sway, I move, I dance, I sing, I stumble, I fall, I cry. Mama, mama, who am I? My daughter, my child, if you lie, in you lies the beads nested by a woman, born with kinky hair, brown eyes, lips defined, cheeks inclined, a nose that's not fine. You are the daughters of the queens who ruled the world with brilliant shine. Women who swayed to the drums from behind. Women whose brown glistering bodies were adorned with jewelry of pride. Women with lips that send messages of power from behind. Cheeks that embrace the beauty of your motherland, Africa. Mama, mama, who am I? Little girl, you're mine. Stand tall, stand high, because you're mine. Born from the womb of a legacy of women that trance the earth with nothing but pride. Celebrate yourself, resonate and shine. You are the little girl created for this time. Sing as loud as you can. Sway to the drums. Stand tall and shine. Little girl, you will become the woman Africa has defined. Women of grace, women of taste, women that starts and ends the race. You are the face that sets the pace. You are the hips that sway when you win the race. You are the brilliance behind every case tried. You are the inventor of every new design. You are the healing bonds of every sister traveling at a slower pace. My girl, my daughter, my sister,
You are the sun, the moon, the stars. You are the image of your creation from the great land of Africa. Stand tall, stand high above them all. Rise up. Claim your rightful space as queens you are in the land you belong. My princesses and queens, you're African, brilliant, beautiful, and your joy is within each and every one of you.
My message is the power of association. Because everything we say, my sister said here, all the dreams that all these young people are holding and expecting us to help them achieve, we cannot do it alone. My sister from Ghana gave us a statistic, which is true, that in 2030, will be one person on earth, 4 will be black. We are already a majority. We were born majority. But how do we give relevance to that number? We have the largest continent in the world. All the mineral resources that we have. Everyone here has a cell phone. Without the minerals from my region, there'll be no cell phone. The electric cars that you are seeing all around, without the cobalt that comes from my region, there will be no electrical cars. Without our uranium, there will be no electricity in most of the countries in Europe. Yet, we are the poorest continent in the world. And the definition of a black woman is poverty, is all this problem. And being a black woman is a double handicap. So even in that poverty, we are coming at the bottom. But when I see the joy and with all those problems, the joy that is being expressed, the future that we are embracing, the time is for strengthening our association, nursing our innovations. Is our minerals benefiting us? No. But what we need to do is very simple, the power of association, by saying we are tired of seeing our children dying in the mines, producing things that are not even benefit for us. We are tired of seeing everyone coming to Africa to access our resources, but we don't see any of our relatives that are here, that half Brazil is black. Everyone is taking our minerals. Where are you, ladies? So we need to go beyond the feminism, because we have one. Everyone, every government in the world knows that without women, they cannot survive. But they're not going to give us that power, that economic power. They're not going to give us on the platter. So this is what the power of association. How do we leave this meeting? And I promise you, Latasha, that we're not going to leave this conference without leaving you with some recommendation and the way forward and how we're going to move forward and show the power. But because without economic power, we will still be invisible. Because the biggest violence against women is not domestic violence. It's not living in a poor neighborhood. That's our story. I grew up as a refugee. I was 3 years when I was a refugee. Only when I was 40 years, I heard I had a country. But this is not there. It's all about economic violence. Economic violence is what we grew up with. And we don't want our girls, young girls, to go that way. So this power of association is to charter the way, the policy. You were talking about policy, the strategy. How do we transform this association into economic movement? Because with that economic means, the feminism will die. And I will end there. Thank you.
Hey, we have 2 minutes. My word would be celebrate. One of the programs that I do, inspired from Fire Rose Toure in Selma, is called Invisible Giants. And what we do is celebrate women like this one, like you. And it's our opportunity to be in joy together, to read their stories, to bring people to witness what they've done, to eat the food that we like, to wear the clothes that we want, to be together. So my invitation to each of you is to find a way to celebrate Black women. Each of you knows somebody, a Black woman somewhere, who's doing much more than her share in terms of helping out our communities. We all know them. Let's celebrate them. Let's organize, even if we have very little. Let's come together. Let's tell them thank you. That is my invitation, to celebrate. The last one is to connect. She said the power of association. We have to connect across the Atlantic. It is not a choice anymore. We all know the brutality of our separation. But today, we have the tools to be connected. She talked about the phones everybody have. We can use the tools we have to connect with the people we need to connect to. We have no more excuses. No more excuses about not knowing about each other. We can learn about our own history. We can know about Africa beyond the time of slavery, beyond the time of colonization. We can know that there was an Africa and Africans before we met white people. We need to know that if Africa was a person, the time of slavery, what happened when we meet with white people, is not a long time. If it was a person of 30 years old, it's just last week that we met white people. Let me say this again. If Africa was a human being of 30 years old, our encounter with white people in slavery happened last week. There is much more to us than what we are left to learn or to talk about. We have no excuses. We can learn about our history. We can connect with each other. We can translate and learn other languages. We can learn other languages. We have to learn each other's languages so we can talk to each other directly. No translation. And we have to pull our resources together to build our own economies. Each of us spend money every day. Let's watch, where are we spending our money? Where is our money going? Everything we eat, everything we wear, everything we use, let's find Black women who make them. And if there is no Black women who make a cell phone, let's fund them to do it. Let them build the cars that we will be driving. We can do it. We can do it. Thank you.
So this is where we end for today. Because this is the beginning of the story. Latasha, if it's okay, can we ask you to come up with us? Would you all give her a round of applause as she's coming up? We just want you to be in the center of the circle today. Today. Because we are not invisible. I don't care what the world says. We see you, each and every one of you. But today, as we close, Latasha, I just want you to know that we see you. We thank you. We love you. And we celebrate you. This is what Black Girl Joy looks like. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Can we get a round of applause for the panel? Y'all too quiet behind that. Were we sitting in the same session? Absolutely amazing, amazing. We're going to let them take their pictures, but you all continue to think about the amazing notes, the amazing nuggets that we received. Okay. Okay. All right, we're going to, while they're taking pictures, you all can go ahead and proceed to the workshops. Please note that the WOVA app, Chauncey, the WOVA app is available to let you know about the workshop. Please go visit it. That's the WOVA app.